Before someone becomes a leader, he has to reach the age of puberty. Prophet Muhammad Sallam said, "Marriage is my sunnah, and whoever refuses to follow my sunnah is not part of me." In other words, if you claim to be a Muslim and you have reached puberty but you don't get married, that means you are not a Muslim. You can't practice celibacy in Islam. Allah says, وَرَبَانِيَّةً إِبْتِدَاهُهَا مَا كَتَبْنَاهَا عَلَيْهِمْ إِلَّا ابْتِغَاءَ رِضْوَانِ اللَّهِ. As for monasticism, they innovated it. We did not prescribe it for anyone except to seek the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Monasticism is a caused innovation in Islam. If a leader doesn't have a wife, he will engage in 9 indecent cohabitations, at least 2 of them: masturbation, lust, fornication, adultery, homosexuality, lesbianism, bestiality, rape, and incest. Tell me a leader or anyone who has reached the age of puberty to get married and he asks what it takes to get married, then I will show you someone who is engaging in at least 2 of indecent cohabitation, which I just mentioned. Can't you see how Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, Lee Kuan Yew, all of them, they go places with their children? If you read their biography, you are going to see the pictures of their children and their wife in their book. When Dimeji Bankole became Speaker of the House of Representatives, he had to go and marry because he was a bachelor at that time. How can a bachelor leading people that are married for years? It's not possible. There is no honor for a king who has no princess in his palace. As I said earlier, if you don't marry, you are going to engage in at least 2 of 9 indecent cohabitations, which I mentioned earlier. Do you know Harun Yahya? I'm talking of Adnan Oktar from Turkey, who has written over 250 books and over 450 documentaries on Islam and science. You will think that this man is a very good Muslim, but he refused to marry even when he was 60 years old. He said he will not marry until when everyone becomes a Muslim. I told him that that time will never come. All of us can never be Muslim till eternity. In 2012, I sent him a letter and admonished him and asked him to go and marry, but unfortunately, he did not listen to my admonition. He still remained single until 2022 when he was arrested for sexual abuse of minor, sexual exploitation. He was charged to court and was given 8,658 years in prison. He is languishing in prison now. That is the consequence of you refusing to marry when you are supposed to marry. A good leader has a wife or wives. I've admonished both male and female who are still single after 40 years. What I discovered was that each of them was engaging in at least 2 of 9 indecent cohabitations. When you refuse to follow the injunction of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, automatically you will be following shaitan, and shaitan will lead you astray. To safeguard your honor, dignity, moral, and respect, you need to have a wife. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to increase us in faith so that we'll be able to follow injunction of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as it is supposed to be followed, so that we end up as someone that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accommodate in Al-Jannah Firdaus. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.